Oh my God. Guys, I'm still processing that everything last night that happened actually happened. And as a result of that, I don't know that I'm going to be able to articulately put into words the full scope of the experience. Listen, if you've never been to a UFC show live, you are completely missing out on a whole entire way of viewing this sport. I will say this, when you're watching on TV, you're seeing absolutely every angle of the fight. You're seeing everything that happens as it happens. But when you watch it in person, you're getting every ounce of the energy that is in that room. And I don't know how to describe it other than energy. I mean, everybody screaming all around you, the fighters actually punching each other in the face, kicking each other in the face. I enjoyed this night so much. UFC Fight Night Orlando absolutely delivered on every single ounce of expectation that I had for what it would be like to be at a live UFC event. I've been a fan of the UFC for a couple of years now, and in those few years, I've just never gone to a live event. I've never had the opportunity. I really never even thought it would be that interesting to see live. I kind of thought it would have that football effect where on TV it looks awesome, you're following every play closely, but when you get there in person it's kind of like, I'm a little too far away, a little too uninvolved in the details of the action to actually appreciate what's going on. But that is just not the case at all. One of the coolest things I found about the experience was just actually staring physically at the two people involved as whatever's happening is happening. So, for example, if a fight was about to reach its end and it was because someone's getting punched in the face constantly, I found myself just enamored and in awe of the action and taking it all in by just staring at what's going on and just knowing in my head, you're not looking at a screen, you're looking physically at one person, absolutely physically messing up another person. And I know that might sound sick and twisted to people who don't get it, but if you know, you know. I will talk about the notable bouts, the bangers for the uninitiated. One that we expected to be fireworks, which is Tai Tuivasa versus Sergey Pavlovich. Sergey left a bad taste in my mouth when he decimated Derek Lewis in a small amount of time, and I guess now he's making it a habit to, in seconds, put out the fan favorite fighters of the heavyweight division. And that's okay. He did what he had to do. That being said, the energy in the room, getting to experience Tai Tuivasa walking out, who obviously at this point is an enormous fan favorite, someone who everyone in the room wants to see win, particularly when it's against a Russian guy, of course. So being able to see him walk out, being able to see everybody up on their feet and everybody together just loving the fact that they're about to watch this guy bang it out like he always does. It's just, you can't get it on TV. You can't get it on TV. And I love watching these events on TV, but you can't get that on TV. It's like in your veins when you're there. It's like, yeah, it's crazy. Clay Guida as well, the legend. I remember when I found out he was fighting on the card, I was like, my goodness, we're just getting spoiled with everybody we love being on this card. Of course, the main event was Wonderboy versus Kevin Holland, and these are just two extremely entertaining fighters in general. Wonderboy for the style with which he fights, and Kevin Holland for not only how good he is of a fighter, but also his ability to just purely entertain, whether it be in the octagon talking smack to his opponents or outside of the octagon fighting crimes in real life, saving people's lives for real, and just being an all-around awesome guy. I mean, these are just two of UFC's finest. So we got to see them fight, and it just so happened that neither of these guys were interested in grappling. I mean, they straight up wanted to just punch and kick each other in the face, and that's exactly what they did for the better part of 4 rounds. And the beautiful part of it all is that the main event is exactly what embodied what I was talking about earlier, just seeing people physically, too, right in front of you, punch and kick each other in the face. So to see that right in front of you is incredible, but to see it at literally the highest level of kickboxing / striking, whatever you want to call it, there's no word besides surreal that can explain it. I did not in the moment understand exactly what I was seeing. I knew what I was seeing, but I didn't understand what I was seeing, and I was almost happy that I didn't understand it, because I mean, that's what art is. Seeing art in front of you, not being fully able to understand why it's so beautiful, just knowing that it is, yeah, that's the good stuff. And I guess one last little bonus, one last little nugget of something that made me extremely happy to see was just my boys, John Anik, the legend Michael Bisping, and of course Daniel Cormier on commentary on the side. Just seeing them do their thing in person, just seeing them in person, it was all just so cool. I find it funny that I'm making a video at a point where I still genuinely have no real words to say about it other than wow, and I'm so thankful. I'm thankful that I even love this sport the way that I do, and I'm also thankful that the time has finally come for me to actually consistently put footage and videos together having to do with MMA and having to do with the UFC. I'll end again by just saying, if you've never been to a live MMA sporting event, stop not doing that. Like, it's so much fun. It's such high energy. It's just so cool to be there and to see it. Not to mention our seats were super good. Just go. If you have a chance, just go. UFC Fight Night Orlando, man, it did not disappoint even in the slightest. It was absolutely perfect. Loved every second of it. And you bet, next time they come anywhere close to Orlando, do Jacksonville again, do Miami, I will be there. I promise I will be there, because that is just way too good.